Welcome back, everybody. My name is All Funny Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV, and I also make fun little videos here on YouTube. Today, we're going to be showcasing a little bit about the swamp, as we haven't really ventured into here yet inside of our little beginner guides. Well, let's talk about why we decided that we were actually going to go here. Before you go into the swamp, I would highly recommend getting yourself a little bit of armor. Per se, let's just say like a log suit, and maybe get yourself a little spear. Now, obviously, you don't necessarily need one, but just be cautious because tentacles are essentially everywhere. And we'll talk more about tentacles in another video. But as you venture out, we're about to showcase exactly how to get yourself a little bit of rot and potentially some other stuff too. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm referring to. So, venturing through the actual swamp as we go along, you're going to see multiple different things. Spiky trees, spiky bushes, things like that. These are things that we kind of want to ignore. The things that we don't want to ignore are the spiders. Of course, we don't want to approach the spider dens and get too close to them. But at the same time, we might want to actually do this. And I'm going to showcase why we're actually walking through here. Venturing into the swamp actually does something. It triggers your merms and everything to basically start wandering around. And what this does is it gives us the opportunity to start gathering some cool resources. And that is essentially rot. Rot and glands and silk. So what ends up happening is as we come around this area, all of these mobs start to fight each other. Essentially speaking, the merms and the spiders and the tentacles kind of battle each other out. Now, if you don't go through this area, essentially what will happen is they'll never really load this area, and you might not end up with any silk or anything like that. Or sometimes you do. Sometimes you travel here and you say, hey, look, there's a piece of rot on the ground. Let me grab that. Now, by triggering all these events to start happening, basically what it does is as soon as you come back here another time, for let's just say like 10 days from now, then what we're doing is we're actually coming back to the leftover battle scene, which is now left over with rot from all the meat that is spoiled and plenty of other things. For example, when the merms die, they drop fish, which will give you essentially rotten fish. So there's a lot of good reasons why actually walking into the swamp and exploring a ton of it is a really good reason to do so, because it essentially loads the area so then things start fighting. So, showcasing what is about to go down, we're going to do a long update here to showcase what would happen as soon as we come back here. But first, I want to load the entire area, as I've just basically revealed the map. We see more merms here, and we're traveling around the merms, and the merms are now going to start getting attacked by some tentacles. The closer the merms are to a lot of spider nests and tentacles, is the better for actually coming back here and getting more resources. Okay, well, we've loaded most of the area, so let's go over here, and let's give ourselves some more souls, just for the sake of this video. Give ourselves some more of that, and then we're gonna do long update, and we're gonna do, let's just say 2000, just to mimic if a bunch of days went by. Let's do it again. Now it's been a bunch of days. Our sanity is really crappy, but it doesn't really matter. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm mimicking as if it's been quite a few days. Of course, we're getting attacked by the hounds because now the hounds are like, hey, it's my time to shine and show up. Let's kill some hounds. Our sanity is bad, but that's okay. No big deal about that. Now, let's travel back over here. Now, essentially, we have a tier 2 spider den, and hopefully when we walk around, we should see a bunch of silk and a bunch of rot going everywhere because things have auto-generated, and there you go. So now you start to see silk just randomly appearing on the ground because the tentacles have killed a bunch of them. Now you start to see other things just slowly appearing as we just wander around. You'll see more and more and more and more of this as essentially, like I said, more things start to die and more things start to rot, and there we go. Now they're fighting each other. Let's go to the next area. Hopefully we can see, I want to see some rot if we get a chance. That's just an old boon left there. But you kind of start to see kind of like what I'm referring to when it comes to actually getting your world to load, because you want these things to start fighting each other. And there we go. Some more silk there from more spiders actually killing each other. So let's go into another area again. Let's go into over here. Fortunately, there's some frogs nearby. Let's extend the world even further. My sanity is really bad, but that's nothing that I'm really worrying about at this point. And let's explore here. See if there's any more rot. And there we go. See, now we have rot. The bonus about rot actually in this area is that rot will actually go through the process of where it's actually auto-stacking itself. And this becomes an easy way to obtain rot and multiple different other things. Now, silk and glands won't auto-stack. However, what will end up happening is you will see where, like I said, the rot will continuously auto-stack itself. You'll see where, I'm going to pause the server while I explain. You're going to see basically where rot will auto-stack itself, and it'll keep doing that more and more and more, depending on how far out you go into the actual swamp. So that is how you get your swamp to auto load and give you lots of cool items just for basically walking there. But you have to load it first, otherwise this won't happen. Sometimes you'll get lucky where another player in your world will load the swamp for you, but it's always good to go in there first, trigger the events, go in there again, trigger them again, and then come back periodically to actually get all the resources. So yes, get yourself some easy rot, get yourself some easy glands, and get yourself some easy silk. There's more goodies out there too, but just be cautious as you travel into the swamps as things can get a little dicey for you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.